So, anyway, let's talk about this one quick second. I want to give my thoughts on this. So, this will be a Johnson talk. My opinion on our last president, on my opinion on Donald Trump as president. That's the title of this video, my Johnson talk. I really don't get too much in politics. I try to stay away from it, especially the last several years. It's just kind of chaotic, and I don't want to bring it to the channel. But I do have opinion on certain things, and I think they need to be addressed. Him as a president. Well, let me before I even get there. I'm not Democrat. I'm not Republican. I'm in the middle. I just don't choose a side, not because I'm too cowardly to choose a side. I don't like both parties because they don't really try to benefit or try to help the American people per se. Republicans be like, oh, we help the people. Not really. Democrats definitely don't do that, especially in the black community. They say they do, but they don't. But that's how they get the black community. And I just don't agree with that. Anywho, here's my opinion on President Trump. Former President Trump. Excuse me. I'll probably put that in the title. I didn't think he was a good president. Here's the thing. A lot of people say, well, he got us more jobs. I mean, that was going to be bounced back. He did this for the community. I said, not really. I mean, the community stayed the same if you're talking about for everybody. But he wasn't a good president because he didn't know how to stop. He didn't know how to stop going on Twitter and just look at everything and evaluate. He went by his base and then started saying shit where he should have sat back and said, you know what? The Black Lives Matter. Maybe I need to look more into this before I say something. He didn't. And then when he did a debate, he said, I thought it was a terrorist group. How the fuck you thought that was a terrorist group? That's not a terrorist group. Look it up. Or, oh yeah, well, I didn't know. If you didn't know, do your research. When he does make idiotic statements like that, it pisses me off. Because it's like, I don't support the Black Lives Matter. I support all lives matter. But when you do statements like that, it pisses me the fuck off. You are the president of the United States. You go on into Twitter all the time. Look at people's tweets. Read them. Figure out what the fuck it is. Then you say your statements. The whole kneeling with Colin Kaepernick thing, it was to show police brutality. And say what you need to say on it and leave it be. Now he's like, oh no, it's disrespecting the flag, and he's disrespecting the flag. Fire all those No, saying fire all of them, and I'm like, they're being peaceful. They're not rioting. They're not in the streets. And you said no to that, then we get riots and all this other shit going on. And then certain things that people did, he turned left to, and then said, nah, they're not white supremacists. They're not KKKs, but they were. They were. All points to that. But that kneeling thing got me heated because it's like, explain your actions, explain your reasoning. No, he still want to support his base. Instead of saying, you know what, I get where you're coming from, but let's do it in a peaceful manner. Let's do it this way. And he didn't. Other people were doing that, but he didn't. And that's where I had an issue with it. But I think for me, it hit the ceiling this year with the whole Capitol thing, but it started last year. Most of you don't know this, and I'll be front with you. I work in a hospital. I deal with, I'm a nurse. And last year we dealt with this COVID shit, and it was bad, real bad. For him to go on the news, and I seen people die with this shit. For him to go on the news and say it was fake, I lost it. I said, you could go suck a dick. Fuck off. You could go fuck off. You never had COVID if you say that. And again, there's different strains of it, and I know it. But for him to say that type of shit, for him not to see the numbers, and for him not to handle the situation better from what all accounts he knew about it since, November of 2019, he had all the audacity, the nerve to say it was fake. I said, go fuck off. You didn't get my vote. Not this past election, no, after that bullshit he did. And for people who support him for that, I have nothing else to say for you. You're stupider than he is. because the shit is real and it's dangerous. So you need to wash your hands, be very careful. But that's not the Tipberg. What happened this year, domestic terrorism. That's what they're calling it. Idiotic stupidity terrorism. That's what I like to call it. For my own people. The Capitol riots, I like to call it. That was when I said I'm done. You are one of the worst presidents of the United States. Not because he said all that shit. It's not because he said the COVID shit was fake. It's because he put the American people in jeopardy. He got people killed, hurt for his selfish gain, for some fake delusional conspiracy saying the election was rigged and it could have been. And I'm not lying saying it. I'm saying it could have been. But there's a way for you to go about it. If you really were real hell-bent on trying to go to the Capitol, storm the Capitol, why the fuck he wasn't there? Martin Luther King stormed the Capitol. I don't want to say stormed the Capitol, but he came up to before with his people trying to get freedom for all black lives. Back in the day, he was with them. Why he couldn't do that? And that's the difference. He's not a leader. He's a guy, he's a talker. And he had all these people food. Most of these people are locked up because of what they are listening to him. All the Ted Cruzes, all these other people who wants to get behind him, fuck off. Fuck off. You want to put the American people at risk? Get a police officer killed for some stupid thing, conspiracy, which is now proven not true? And then people are like, well, we just wanted it to be brought up in the court system. Okay, well, why wasn't it brought up when people thought Hillary lost the election, was rigged? So when Donald Trump lost, okay, now you want to bring it in the court system. But when Hillary lost, y'all said, nah, she lost. Fair and square. And then we started doing some Russia probe bullshit, which I thought was fake anyway. She just lost. Just like he did, he lost. But he lost for his incompetence and his stupidity. He lost because he didn't know when to stop. He lost because he kept talking and listening to a base that people were leaving faster than when he began. Oh, don't get me wrong. There's some people still locked in the closet, but they ain't coming out now because of what happened with the Capitol. And those people on my timeline, if you want to hate this video, go ahead and hate it. But you go ahead and hate it. But you want to still support this man after he putting American people, your so-called people that you support American way, in jeopardy, getting a cop killed that he so-called, I support cops, getting a cop killed for his actions. I got nothing to say. With the COVID shit and with this, I said I was done. I'm done. He is the worst president for those reasons for me. And this is my opinion. Nobody else's. But after he did that type of shit, I said, you gotta go. You got to go. He had to go last year when that whole COVID shit with me. But after this year, I said, nah. And if anybody tried, then there's other people I support. Like I support Geeks the Gamers, Jeremy. And I think he's great. His Star Wars material, when he comes with his Star Wars videos, are great, are awesome. I support him. But what I don't support is his blindness to what Trump has done. He's like, oh, well, Trump made a video, but yet he calls that issue. Say what he did wrong. Now, the person I also follow is Amazing Lucas. He called him out on it. He said, nah, homie, nah, brah. That's when I said, okay, I like that. Because you call him out on his bullshit. You call him out, it's like he's putting American people at jeopardy. That is a person I could talk to and I can rock with. I can't rock with Jeremy. Because Jeremy is a person that is so blinded by this, is not seeing every angle, and he's not seeing it. He's so blinded by what Trump says, fake news, and he keeps thinking everything's fake news, when in actuality, what came out of the Capitol was actual real news, and he didn't see it. That's my problem. And he should have called him out on it. And that's when I said, nah. When it comes to political thing, I would not listen to Jeremy. When it comes to everything else, I will listen to him. But Amazing Lucas, I really give him props for what he did. because that takes a lot of balls. He knew he was going to lose subscribers, but guess what? He was saying, "Nah, I need to speak on this because this shit was wrong. He handled this wrong. Everybody who was involved with this they handled this wrong." And this comes from a person who is not Republican or Democrat, who sees both sides. This is me, but Lucas is Republican. Even he called it out. But for me looking at it, because I'm always the person that looks at it. They were totally wrong. Trump was wrong in this ass put. But for me, I just said I was done. But last year, that COVID shit was it for me. I was so done with that shit. That's when I said I'm done. And people are like, well, guess what? That means the news won't get the ratings. Well, that's them. I did my vote because I made sure that motherfucker will get back in the White House. Why? Because after that COVID situation, this shit needs to be handled. Because I'm tired. All these late hours, I'm done. I'm so done. Currently, I'm at home right now dealing with some of this stuff, and I'm out for 10 days because of certain things. I don't have it, but the new thing. So whatever. But yeah. So as always, guys, like, subscribe. Peace. Have a Johnson day. That's my opinion. Johnson Talk. My opinion on former President Donald Trump.